Hi and welcome to the Prumihimo channel, and today I've got a very cute little design to show you, and it is a ribbon bracelet. Now, why would you want to use ribbon in your kumihimo? I think as a designer your aim is always to make your work look different, look new, look fresh, and often you can find that the materials that are available in bead shops can be quite similar. But once you start exploring with different materials, you can get a really unique look. And so that's where ribbon is so useful. So for this design, you can use ribbon of any sort. And ribbon, really, there are just so many sorts. You can use different widths of ribbon for this, different patterns on them. You can use different materials. This is a very fine organza one. And you can mix it with satin cord if that's what you'd like to do. And the feature we're going to put on this is a little bow. But if you don't like that, you can put a charm. Whatever you want to do, make it your own. That is the principle of good design. So I'd like to take you through these examples that I've made and explain about them. There will always be trial and error in this sort of project because your materials are going to be different to mine. For this one, I used a very delicate floral ribbon, so it actually is quite thin, so it scrunches up into the braid, makes a beautiful braid and a very pretty bow. For this one, I used this very delicate little organza spotty ribbon, and that crunched down so small that I wanted a little bit more substance to the braid, so I've actually used satin cord as well. So I've got ribbon in 4 slots, 4 opposite slots, and satin cord in 4 opposite slots, and that gave me a nice sort of firm texture to my bracelet. This one, I had the opposite effect. This is quite more of a rigid ribbon, really. I loved the effect of that check, but when I tried to use all 8, I found that it made the braid was a bit too thick for my liking. So I again did that with 4 slots of satin cord, just to get the width of braid that I wanted. And then finally, this one is such a pretty ribbon. It's a mixture of satin ribbon and organza ribbon with a little bit of lurex running through. And you just get a beautiful mottled effect from that through the braid. And then when you put your ribbon on the front, you see all the detail in the ribbon. So this is what you need for this project. The most important thing I need to say to you is about your disc. Do not use a new disc for this. Ribbon will stretch the slots on your disc, so always save your brand new discs for when you're doing beaded designs and you're going to just be using thin S-lon and you need those slots to really grip a thin cord. This is when this disc has been used for all sorts of different things and the slots are not tight enough really to grip the S-lon, so I'm happy to use it for ribbon now. And quite a good tip is actually to write on it what you've used it for, so you know for next time which discs can be used for wider things. Now, your ribbon, as I said, it is a matter of trial and error. For this particular one, I'm going to use organza ribbon, and this is about 1 centimetre wide. We're going to do the round braid or Congo gumi 8-cord round braid, but I decided when I had a little play with this that it would crunch down so small that it wouldn't make quite as thick enough braid. So I'm actually going to do 2 pieces of ribbon in each slot just to give me a bit more. Now, if you're not sure, do a little bit of braid and see if you like it, because you can easily undo it. There's no harm done. The quantities you need for this are about 1.2 meters for all 8 cords, or as I've just explained, I'm going to be having 16 ribbons. And we're going to do it doubled. So cut all your ribbons, find the midpoint. Now, we often start kumihimo with a knot. When you knot ribbon, you actually lose an awful lot of ribbon. You imagine how much is lost, really. So because I don't want to waste my ribbon, I'm just going to use a little piece of cord. And I'm just going to tie that round. So through the midpoint like that. This is going to come off at the end, so don't worry about how you do it. I'm just going to tie a nice tight knot, a double knot, and then I'm going to tie another knot a little bit further down. And then I can just trim off the remaining cord. And the reason I've done 2 knots is this will, when I attach my weight, this will give my weight something to grip onto, that second knot. So my ribbons are now all knotted. I'm going to put the central part through the disc, pulling the just the scrap of Eslon through, and then position my ribbons on the disc. So as I said, I'm going to have 2 in each, and I'm grip firmly there so that you don't pull them through. So I'm going to do a traditional barber's pole spiral. So I'm going to have 2 ribbons in each slot, east and west of one colour, like that, and 2 ribbons of each colour, of both of the same colour, north and south. And then I just find the opposite pair and position the cord diagonally opposite in the disc. And you'll see from this that the ribbons crunch down into a cord effect in the slots. Now attach your disc to underneath. Your weight to the cord underneath. I actually don't. I've got a table underneath, so I'm not going to use a weight, but a weight is definitely advisable in this because you need to be able to pull down quite firmly, and the weight I would use is at least 50 grams, and if you find that your ribbon is so stiff that it's not really being pulled down properly, then you can either add a second weight of 50 grams or a 100-gram weight, of course. So again, it's trial and error depending on the materials you have. Once you've got to this position, it's the basic round braid or Congo gumi, top right down, bottom left up, quarter turn, top right down, bottom left up, quarter turn, and so forth. Now I'm just adjusting the ribbon in the disc like that, so keep adjusting it so that you've always got that point of braiding in the middle of the slot, and continue to braid in that manner. If you need more advice on how to do that Congo gumi or round braid, please see my video on the subject. Then continue braiding. Now there will be a slight stretch in your braid when you work with ribbon, and that stretch will only really happen at the beginning. So braid to a little bit less than you feel you need for your bracelet, and then keeping it in the disc, give the braid a good stretch, and it will probably stretch quite a bit, and then it will relax back into the correct position, and then you can measure it and cut it from then. So as you braid, you'll see that the ribbon crunches down into a really nice braid. So here we are, here's a finished braid. This is a bit different. I've used a satin ribbon for this. So you can have lots of fun exploring with different things. Once you've finished your braid to the correct length, tie it in a knot and remove it from the disc. Then just seal the ends, both ends, with glue. And this is so that you can attach the ends. Now I've got a full video showing you how to attach ends. You could use either the glued method or the wired-on method, whatever suits you. For the examples I've used here, I've used these 6mm end caps. These are 6mm, these are actually 8mm end caps, so it will depend on your braid, but they often come like this in a pack with a little clasp and with the little bail as well. So what you need to do is seal off your ends as I've explained, and then you can put on one end, glue it on, but don't put on the other end until you've put your little bail on. And the string that you've got at the end will help you to pull it on. Now you might find that your braid is it doesn't go on as easily as that, but don't forget that if you give a braid a stretch, it will get narrower, so you can really force it into position. So make sure you put your bail on before you put your second end on, and once you've sealed that with glue, you can just remove that, you can just snip that end off. So you will finish off your braid, put the clasp on, and then you can have fun attaching a little ribbon, or if you don't like ribbons, if you find that too fancy, pop a little charm there. And that is your ribbon bracelet. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope by now you've got a lovely bracelet to wear. And I think you'll find that they can be, used in so many different ways. They look so pretty and summery if they're used with florals. They can look so delicate if they're made with organza ribbons. I mean, wouldn't that be great for a little bridesmaid's bracelet? So have fun with this, and I hope you've enjoyed this and that you'd like to look at some of my other videos. The place to find them is, of course, the Prumihimo channel on YouTube, and by subscribing and turning on notifications, you'll be told of when I have new videos coming up. So thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.